We're getting back on this Rokon that we got from Mayfield, Utah from my friend Keston. If you guys haven't seen it, go back and check that video out. But we need to get your guys' help. We've got to figure out what to do with this. We're gonna be doing a full restoration on it, getting it completely mechanically sound, getting it looking good, driving good, new tires, chains, the whole 9 yards. But now that Sean from Bikes and Beards sent me my own Rokon, I don't need this one anymore. So what we're thinking is giving it away. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. I think we're gonna keep it silver and orange. We're gonna be doing mine blue and silver. So I think it'll turn out awesome. Just a real cool orange. We'll get some new Trailbreaker logos on it, whatever we need. But anyway, got a few dents we gotta take care of. We got one right here. We got another dent right here. That one's pretty big. So we joke around that we're gonna have to air it up and pop them out, but we won't go to that extent. But we will get this drained, fill it full of water, you know, get all the gasoline out of it so it doesn't start on fire. And then we'll use our stud puller and we'll get it all pulled out. But in the meantime, I'm gonna start stripping this thing down. We've got our awesome lift from Harbor Freight, making it to where we don't have to sit on our knees or sit on a stool. Just gonna start disassembling it all. Last things we'll do is take the wheels off and then we'll block up the frame and then we'll have it all done. Once we get to that point, we'll get all the body work done. We're gonna take the whole thing up to Kevin at Powder Trim Coatings. We're gonna get it sandblasted like we do. Then we're gonna start repainting it. So we got a lot of stuff to do. We'll have to find an original seat. This one's just not gonna cut it. So we'll be on the hunt for original seat. If anybody's got one, we're looking to buy one. Anyway, Hillbilly's off changing some oil in my mom's car. As soon as he's done with that, he's gonna come back and help us out.
Joys of changing oil on a hot motor. Not very joyful. So when I was pulling the filter off, I let the filter drain, started unscrewing it, and it was all oily, so it was slick. Went to go stick inside the catch pan right here, so that way the filter could drain. Well, when I started to turn, it slipped out of my finger, landed in the oil, and my face was covered too, but I kind of cleaned it up.
All right, so I've got the clamp off the back of the fuel tank. I just gotta get these front bolts out. I've already pulled the fuel line off. Luckily, I mean, it's not a good thing, but we put on the wrong type of fuel line, so it swelled up. All the gas already leaked out of it all over the floor. So came off really nice. This petcock is bad, so we're gonna be getting a new one of those. We're gonna be needing a new gas cap, or we gotta rebuild this one like we did on Ed's. So we're gonna put this to the side because this is what we're gonna be doing body work on. And then we're gonna bag up all our bolts like we always do. But for now, I'm just setting all the fuel tank stuff right there. Get this seat out of the way, then we'll go to the bars. All these cables need to be replaced. This whole assembly needs changed. The rear brake, you can see this one's got an actual brake hooked up. But if you come to the other side, it's got the brake assembly here, but there's no cable. So, got a lot of stuff we need to get changed on this that I can tell already. We've also got this kill switch that works because I used it to ground it out, but we don't have a button. So we're gonna be getting a kill switch also. Lots of stuff, but these things are super neat. I'm excited. Hey, this has sides, so when I drop washers, it catches them. That's kind of nice. All right, we'll get this front rack off. We'll probably want to sandblast that and probably coat it because it's been re-welded a few times. It's got a lot of rust that started, but it's still pretty nice. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and get the seat pulled. This is the old denim jean version Rokon seat. That's special, or that's limited edition. So that came off pretty easy. You can see this was homemade. Somebody's taken the bracket and just mounted it here and using the bump stops. So if we can't find a seat, maybe we'll just use this board and have it reupholstered. Have to call up Carter's down there in Cedar City and see if he can work his magic on it. Man, if Hillbilly doesn't hurry, I'm gonna have this thing disassembled before he changes that oil.
So Robby thinks he's gonna be done before I get this done. Well, he better hurry because I'm about 5 seconds away from being done. I don't think he can be done in 5 seconds.
All right, so Hillbilly should be done in like 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He miscalculated his time. So I'll just continue taking things apart. I'm gonna get this front chain off. We're definitely gonna be putting new chains on this, but for the time being, I could probably take this link and use it on my Rokon. If any of you watched that video, you saw that I lost my master link, so I wasn't able to slaughter Hillbilly on the hill climbs. What I'm gonna do is, as I'm taking parts off, I'm gonna lay them down over there next to us in order of where the bike, basically where it came off of the bike. So the front chain is gonna be up front, rear chain will be in the back. That way I can kind of keep track for when Hillbilly gets here, we can get everything baggied up. Got my little piles of stuff. Next, I'm gonna move on to my brake assembly. Got my little Knipex one size fits all pliers. It's kind of nice. Even though these things are old, things are coming apart pretty dang well. So we'll be getting some new pads, be doing up the brakes, sandblast them, make everything good. So, but we're definitely needing a new cable. Hurry and pull the brakes off. All right, so I got the brake assembly off. These pads, they're okay, but they're a little bit worn funny. So we'll be getting new brake pads for this too. We'll probably want to get a new brake disc as well. But for the meantime, we'll bolt this back up so we don't lose any parts.
So the play's gonna be done before I got back, Robby.
I figured it'd be back here way sooner. I got this thing halfway torn apart.
Halfway, you got the tank and seat off, man. That's not half, that's an eighth.
That's half of it.
That's an eighth.
You know what? I just knew I couldn't do it without you.
I'll start taking the belt guard off.
Okay. And then I'm trying to get this brake to pull off.
Is it not just sliding off?
Nope, but I got it. All right, so normally this will just slide in and out, but it's got a little bit of rust on it. Just using our puller, get it off. See, as you can see, it's just a little bit rusted, but you can see how far the penetrating oil went in there. We used some free on it, and it dang near penetrated the whole thing.
Have to take this off so we can get the motor out, but also so we can get everything sandblasted. I think we should get this sandblasted since all the chrome wore off.
It's like deja vu. It's exactly what I said about the front. So we'll just have like all the chrome. This will just get chrome deleted. We'll probably do the bars also.
Doing that burnt bronze with the black frame.
Should we Cerakote them?
Burnt bronze, black frame, and then paint these the orange color.
No, we're doing silver. I already made an executive decision.
Yours is going silver. You can't have
We
matching.
can do these black.
I like that burnt bronze with black. That burnt bronze and black looks good together.
What do you guys think? Burnt bronze and black or silver and black? I say silver and black. I'm gonna ugga-dugga this off. All right, that's gonna free up a lot of space. We're not gonna take this apart. We're just gonna put it on our list of things that we need to buy. 2 new levers, new throttle, new cables.
We'll put belt guard / motor hooks.
Gotta figure out how to get this front differential out. There's Big Dinner. Say hi to the camera. Hi guys. How's it going? Dinner has a day job. Okay, it's called the collision shop.
It's called work.
It's called work. So he'll be here at 5, but you guys won't see him much.
It's dinner time.
This is my mother, Peggy. First time she's been over here while we've been filming. Say hi.
Robby really does have a mother.
Yes,
And
I
that's
do.
Me.
I'm glad she finally showed up. So she came over, Hillbilly changed her oil. Now she's good to go.
We learned 3,000 miles.
All right, we're getting the front differential pulled out. So we got a bad W joint. So that's gonna get on the list of needs to be changed.
U-joint bad or just the boot?
Oh, just the boot. That U-joint's still as good as the day it was rolled off the showroom floor. But we'll get a new one. I might send these out to Bikes and Beards and see if they'll rebuild them for us. So I'm gonna be getting a hold of Sean and Craig, seeing if we can't box up this cute little Super Bee and this front and rear end and see if we can get them rebuilt.
Those look brand new.
I know the fronts look brand new too.
Well, the backs would look brand new because the cable weren't there to use them.
Exactly. Hillbilly just got the rear brakes all taken off and they look brand new. All right, so this has a little leather mud flap, but it looks like it's been wired on. So when I was down talking to Ed, he was pretty insistent about getting a mud flap for his Rokon. And I noticed that my 1970 Rokon has a good one that is still on there and still has all the snaps in it. So we'll use mine. We'll find us a leather worker out there somewhere that wants to make them, and we'll send them the pattern. So if you're a leather worker, let us know. We're gonna need leather. Yeah, it's leather. We can send you the original one to make copies off of and put some snaps on it. So anyway.
Ha ha. My disc slides right off.
It's because it was unused.
So does the keeper.
Your chain is super worn out. Oh, we're gonna need a pull rope, remember? Don't forget that. Because we used the pull rope from this and put it on my 1970 from Sean.
Okay, so I'm taking the drive belt off so we can take the motor out and the rear differential.
I think we probably better take the rear differential out before we pull the motor.
Yeah.
Get it all disassembled.
But we need a new belt.
I'll bet you Craig knows where to buy that.
I hope so. He had to get one for Ed's.
Yep. Use your gorilla strength.
It looks like we need a new one of those.
One used belt, sort of
very used belt.
Professionally removed. It's not too bad. No cracking.
You can tell someone bent the spring trying to stiffen it up, but it didn't work so well because it doesn't hold the kickstand in place.
We should see if BF Goodrich has any KM3s that would fit this.
Well, let's go grab the KM3 spare for the Can-Am and compare them side to side to see.
Okay, once we pull the wheels off, we'll do that.
See what way we need to go up or down from there. Taking the kickstand so it's also out of the way. Definitely need a new Carter key. It broke trying to take it out.
All right, I can't get this master link out, so I'm gonna end up having to bend it to get it off, but we're changing the chain anyway.
One thing I think we need to do to yours is this.
What?
The extender.
Oh yeah, the Extendo Kickstand. That's the Extendo edition. Now I gotta find where the cotter pin is, or the, master link in this one is, and it's right here. Came out like it was nothing. We need to spin this wheel a little. Oh, there's two master links. I was like, what the heck? One is off, let's just get it out. We should look in to see if we can get a 3-speed gearbox for this. That would be cool. Convert this to a 3-speed. I don't know if we'll be able to, but we'll try. Let's put it back on the flat spot and strap it back down. Both of these chains are getting changed.
We're gonna have to remove the fender.
You get that off?
Get the radiator off?
Why?
Because the whole shaft.
Oh, that's right. I can take the bolts out at least.
Come on, slowpoke.
I don't have the well, that feels like it's got some slop in it. Oh, the spring. I remember that thing. Spring drive is cool. Ugh. I almost thought I could get it out. I was trying.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and grenades.
That's right. Okay, we got 2 bolts in this jack shaft, but let's
Get this
fenders.
off.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, we gotta drop the exhaust.
Okay, so you work on the exhaust, I'll start working on these.
Hey, I know how to make the gaskets for the exhaust now.
Oh yeah, you do. This is a cool little exhaust. It actually goes up inside the fender.
Little.
Look at that cutesy little thing. That's definitely needing sandblasted and Cerakoted. This was registered in June of 1984. Okay, I'm gonna work on getting this rear fender off. Not sure what Hillbilly's working on.
The exhaust.
The exhaust still. Obviously, we're gonna have to get all new bolts. We need to get us a bolt bin. Does anybody have a good suggestion on an awesome bolt bin from really little to big? If you guys have any suggestions, let us know. Or
and
if
providers.
you are a bolt bin provider, let us know, because we've got to get taken care of. We keep wiping out Ace Hardware and we keep wiping out Hermanson's. We'll probably better just get ourselves an assortment. Takes 3 hands.
Well, the third hand failed.
Luckily, our lift acts as a catch pan for bolts. All right, just like that. This fender should come out. Holy cow. This fender's in actually really good shape. Kind of impressed. Just got to do a little bit of straightening right here. That thing will get sandblasted and it's gonna look good orange. All right, now that we've got the fender out of the way, we can get this rear drive out. It's got that cool spring clutch in there. Just like that.
Well, this one we can unbolt here and here.
And rock it out.
Yep, and walk it out.
So we're learning as we go. So far, these Rokons have all been different. Pretty soon, we will be experts. That barely comes out. Look at that. Instead of a gearbox, well, that sprocket just kind of rides on there. So we'll probably want to rebuild those bearings in there. I really wonder if we could, maybe we'll check when we take mine apart. We'll see if my gearbox will fit in here.
Yeah?
That'd be cool.
We'll have to take these bolts out or take the rear tire off.
No, let's pull the motor. All right, next is gonna be the motor.
Oh man,
What?
this is the weird one. That the lower crank cover is also part of the motor mount.
Yeah, gotta take those 4 bolts out.
Someone's already replaced 1 bolt.
Have they? Yes, they did. All right, so we have to like twist and shout and turn ourselves about in order to get this engine out. Okay, so we got the exhaust loose. See if we can get this exhaust out. Not quite. Okay. How the heck did we do this last time?
I think it came out, no, we went that way.
Go up. All right. Looks like we found the magic code. Got that out. Now if we can put that back in as easy as it came out, but I doubt it. All right, we're close to having this thing disassembled. We got to get the foot support thingies off, these bump stops off. We'll get this exhaust pulled. I guess just like that. I thought this was homemade, but I don't think it is. I think it's original.
It looks factory.
It's factory.
Factory. You gonna grab that pig mat and set it down so I can put the motor on it?
I don't think I'm getting these out until that front's out. All right, we're gonna use this for a minute. Tailbilly seat, we're using it. Go up, go down. I never was good at basketball.
But before we put tires on, it's gonna be easier to bust these rims with no tires
Yeah.
than tires.
Oh, absolutely. How about you work on these bump stops? I'll hurry and start unbolting these.
I can get to them.
Oh, cool. All right, so now we can, with turning this, we can get to these bolts.
They're pretty gummy.
As long as we can get them out.
We might have to end up welding a nut to them.
No, I have faith.
Definitely have to get some new ones. Look at that. There's no threads left on the bottom of that.
If I can get this off with my monkey hands. They're not as strong as hillbillies.
Your finger monkey hands.
I don't have calluses on them, and my palms hurt. Hillbilly's getting a little wild with that.
Have to. There's like glue in there.
That's oil. Lots and lots of years of oil, 2-stroke oil, gummed up. Got one more bolt.
I think this thing's bent.
Fender's out.
This one's bent up. That's bent down.
Yeah, probably is. This is a 1969. That's a lot of years of riding. Okay, that one's definitely got a set screw. I'm gonna have to figure out what size that set screw is and get it loose, because this side is tight. Tight like a tiger.
We're gonna have to weld little bars on there to put pegs on it. Felton Gears has the bars on it.
Good call.
And we
We're
still
gonna
need, and we still need to build a sidecar so we can have 3 people on it.
Oh, we're definitely getting a sidecar.
And then you don't have to use your feet to climb hills.
That's right. Let the back person use their feet. Oh no, if we use the
sidecar, you have 3 wheels touching.
They're just...
Hopefully you don't wheelie over because I don't know if I can jump out of the sidecar quick enough to get out of the way.
I don't think it has a set screw. I think it's just too tight, so I'm gonna use a gun. We'll rip it out.
Definitely need to replace the bolts on this.
Oh yeah, well that's a
They
given.
feel messed up.
Much better. There we go. Need a little persuasion. Oh, that bushing's like worn right out.
We'll have to need bushings.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can find some bushings. Well, that's not terrible. No, that's pretty, little sloppy.
So I noticed something in the comments that I didn't think of until after I read the comment.
What?
You could have took your front tire and put it on the back, reverse the tread, and it digs better. And instead of just spinning, it actually grabs and digs.
Way too much work for that spur of the moment, but it probably would have worked.
Well, it's just like tractors. When you see them backwards, it's because they're trying to get traction to dig and go.
These are the chain adjusters. We'll pull them out. Right. Fork is stripped down fully. We're gonna have to do some work on this weld. Somebody welded it.
Hey, at least they were smart enough to paint over the weld so it doesn't rust as quick.
That's true. All right, now I gotta try to get this drive shaft out. Oh, wasn't terrible. Came out pretty good.
How's that bearing feel?
It was okay. So much gunk in this. All right, pretty much we have one more thing to do to have this torn down. Then we're gonna go through and inventory and figure out what we need to buy. Another thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna pop these tires off with the tire machine so that we can figure out a tire configuration for this thing. All right, 2 more bolts and we'll have this frame stripped. All right, that frame is disassembled.
Expert. Oh. 1 down, 3 more to go.
Yeah, 3 more to go, but you guys don't know about the other 2 that we're going to get. It's a whole nother story.
It's the Ghost Rider.
All right, so I'm gonna hurry and belt grind these rivets and get this mud flap off. We're gonna have to source us some mud flap because it's all cracked up. Hillbilly's gonna get the sprockets off the wheels and tires real quick, and then we're gonna dismount those and then assess everything.
And while we're waiting for the frame to be sandblasted, I'll polish these up, make them shine. So that way when the frame gets here, they're already done, we can just put them on. 1 more to go.
Okay, got the mud flap off. Now I just gotta get all these rivets out of the fender and it'll be done. Now I gotta try to rip these through, which they don't really wanna go. So I might have to rip them out this way. We'll rip them out and then we'll have to do some straightening. All right, so I got the fender all disassembled. So we'll put it over in the needs bodywork pile. Grab them. Ooh, come right off. This is like a tractor tire. 2-ply rating. That is like nothing. This is a 2-ply tire.
Especially with the amount of air you run in them.
Why didn't you do that on the last one?
If you snap one of those, how are you supposed to get it out and put a new one back in? Through the plug?
I don't want to find out. Cool, well let's disassemble the next one. It's like a 4-wheeler tire. Heck yeah.
15 you said?
Yeah, it's a 15.
Bronco tires.
Yeah, you want to put these on your Bronco?
I would. If they weren't weather cracks as bad as they are. Tires are all removed.
All right, so it's inventory time, but not the inventory you're thinking. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go all the way down through every single little thing. I'm gonna spout off to Hillbilly things that we need to buy for this. So, like at the front, there's nothing in here that we need new besides bolts, but the bolts we'll do at the end. So I'm gonna throw it over there. It's gonna go in the Laffy Taffy tub. We're just gonna keep going through. So the forks, we don't need anything on that. Fender, we need a mud flap. So a fender mud flap. We're gonna need a front tire. We're gonna need a front chain, brake levers and cables, handle grips, and a throttle. Front basket is okay. It just needs sandblasted and coated. Front differential, we're gonna need a double U-joint. Fuel line, seat bump stops, all front and rear brakes. We're gonna need a kickstand spring and pin. We're gonna get that new front leather mud flap. Have to get that made. New drive belt. Trail breaker decals. Gonna need the seat. We're gonna need an exhaust gasket. Foot pegs. Possibly get these differentials rebuilt from Bikes and Beards. Engine overhauled from Bikes and Beards. But we're definitely gonna need a pull rope set up. 2 rear drive chains, new rear tire, and new rear tube.
Mayfield differential.
All right, so that's pretty much everything that we need to get.
That's almost everything but the frame.
Well, what do we do now? Fix it or trash it? Till next time, thanks for watching.